Right. Hello, good morning. If you have been able to watch my video, sorry, it's just really hard to do when you're looking through a lens and trying to talk at the same time. Right, if you've just literally been able to watch almost the first 3 minutes of my video, then congratulations. Now, hopefully you can hear me okay over the background noise, which is this pen that I am currently using that's got a UV light in it that's supposed to help with your skin. Well, sorry, it's not a UV light. Let me get it right. It's a blue light therapy. Now, the purpose of this video today is basically this. Now, over the last couple of weeks, I've been talking about personal independent payments, hidden disabilities, and how my disabilities affect me. Now, the one thing I have not talked about, and I think people never really talk about, is how your illnesses and disabilities affect others. And when I say others, I mean those people that are in your life or choose to stay in your life to help and support you. Now, this blue light therapy pen, I got it the other day to help me with the infections on my legs, which are linked to an autoimmune disease that I have, to see if they'll make a difference. Now, in order for this pen to work, you first of all have to buy it. That's if it works. You then have to put the batteries in, read the instructions, take off the lid, and then see whether or not the treatment will work for you. And the only way that that will work is basically by perseverance, if it works or not. Because this treatment for my legs could potentially take up to several weeks before any effect takes place. Now, that is the same for most treatments that people take on a daily basis or a weekly basis or a monthly basis. There is no magic pill that people can take that the moment they are diagnosed with an illness or a disability that they can all of a sudden take and then they're cured. Now, one of the things I was actually asked by my therapist 2 weeks ago was if I could take a magic drink today that would stop me being angry. Bearing in mind, anger isn't really what people are feeling. It's a word that we use to describe a number of hidden emotions. But anyway, we'll focus on anger. Do I believe that my life would then change? And I said no. I don't think my life would change. Because it's not just about my life, it is about the people that are in my life. It is about the people that I spend time with. It is about the people that my illness and disability affect. So this magic drink, although people will say, oh, well, if you were to take this magic drink, if you were to take this medication, it will make you better. And therefore the people around you will become better. But that's not exactly true. Because whilst you've been waiting for this treatment, for this illness or disability, all the people in your life who have chosen to stay in your life until this magic treatment or treatments occur, this is all they've been hearing. day in, day out, this little noise that's in the back of their head that they cannot turn off. Now, I'm a full-time carer. That is my job, all right? I'm a full-time living carer. And this is how it feels for me every single day of my life. Not just when I'm trying to manage my own demons, shall we say, but trying to support somebody else 365 days a year, 7 days a week, 24/7, with no outside help at all. And when I say no outside help, that's probably a little bit unfair of me to say that. I mean, I do get help, but it's very limited. I don't get help from any governing body. I don't get help from the NHS. I don't get help from the educational authorities. Basically, my son, unfortunately, he is one of those children that has slipped through the cracks in society, a bit like myself, and I'm basically told you have two choices. You either choose to take care of him full-time for the rest of your life, and that includes home educating him, because we're not going to help to support you to get an EHCP. You can try and fill out one yourself, or try and get somebody to help you. Or you can try and fight the educational system and try and get him back into back into full-time education, which isn't just not going to affect my mental health, it's going to affect his too. So the one thing, unfortunately, that happens when people have long-term standing illnesses and disabilities is that it doesn't just affect you. It affects the people in your life. It affects the people around you. It affects society. And this is why society, unfortunately, is the way it is towards one another. If you watched any sci-fi movie, we won't even get into is it technically a sci-fi movie if the date in the movie has already passed? We won't even worry about that. But any sci-fi movie that you watch, it boils down to two things: survival of the fittest. And it just goes to show that we, as a species, are just like every other species in the world. And we, when it push comes to shove, will do anything to survive. Morning!
I'm here for my charged iPhone.
Oh no, it's too early. You can't have it yet. It's breakfast time first. Yes, go and get dressed.
But
1, thank you. Like I've just said, that is my little boy. And the first thing he wanted when he woke up this morning was his iPhone. Because, unfortunately, like most young people in today's society, they are governed by technology. And speaking to somebody very close to me yesterday, they were talking to me and they said, until I had to support you with your personal independence claim, I didn't actually realise how sick you were. But at the same time, you don't realise how sick you make me. They weren't saying that to be mean or abusive or in a like a malice sort of way. But it's true. I don't always understand how my...
It's pants for now.
Okay.
Do you hear that beep noise?
Yeah, it's my therapy light.
Oh, I thought it was my alarm on my iPhone.
No. Go make breakfast.
Is it 8 o'clock?
I'm still recording.
Is it 8 o'clock?
1.
First, is it 8 o'clock?
No, it's not. I'm still recording. Can you go and make your own breakfast today?
When it touches 8 o'clock, it's my alarm.
No, it will not go off. Anyway, yeah, prime example of basically what I was saying. From the moment my son, bless him, wakes up,
It's too sunny for me to go in the kitchen.
It's fine. To the moment he goes to sleep.
Don't look at the sun, it can blind you.
I know the sun can blind you, but I'm not looking at the sun, am I? I am basically his lifeline. And to have somebody basically say...
in the kitchen, you usually have breakfast inside.
Right, Brindley, I'm recording. Can you please go and do something constructive?
It's too sunny.
Right, well, can you sit there and be quiet? Thank you. But basically to have another adult or another person to say to you that your illness and disability doesn't just affect you, it affects everybody else as well. And it's knowing how that illness and disability affects people. Now, again, a prime example of my son here, who I have deliberately left on my videos, it clearly shows that I'm not alone, and that for 365 days of the year, practically 7 days a week, we are in like what is called a symbiotic relationship. And until my son has the ability to take care of himself...
Give me the thermometer.
It's not a thermometer, darling. Everything he does...
I think it would detect the bead. If it's
no, there's no bead in you. Then we kind of come as a package deal. But unfortunately, because illnesses and disabilities take so long to diagnose, and there are no magic treatments, say each one of these infections on my leg, for example, is a human. And I'm not just talking about all the humans in the world, I'm talking about the ones closest to me, for example. This one gets infected, and that one gets infected, and so on and so forth. And I think this is what people forget, and they tend not to realise, is that it takes a village to raise a child. If somebody was on a battlefield and they were shot, for example, it takes 3 people to take care of that person.
We don't want the charger to burn and set a fire to your laptop.
There is no fire to my laptop.
I know it can survive overnight.
Right. Brindley. Brindley.
That
1.
That's very hot.
2. Thank you.
That's very hot.
So, yes, of course we want to treat the original infection or the original illness or disability, but at the same time we have to take into consideration how was that illness and disability spread, and how has it then resulted in affecting everybody around it, and what support and treatment is then also being offered to those people to prevent, just like a virus, that illness from continuing to spread and spread and spread until not just one person, but everybody ends up with the same hidden illnesses and disabilities and are constantly left untreated with no help or support or guidance, to the point where even the treatment will then effectively stop working at all. And just like most viruses or treatments like antibiotics, for example, a lot of the body now is becoming what is called resistant to these treatments, which is why doctors are always having to invent new ones. When if they had probably realised what the treatment they needed or the root of the infection was in the first place, maybe that wouldn't have been required.
Good morning, Mom.
Good morning, my sweetheart. So, again, with a lot of illnesses and disabilities, they don't actually treat the illness and disability. What they do is they try to treat the symptoms.
My arm go that way.
It's okay. Because they seem to believe that prevention is better than a cure. But again, this prevention, it doesn't help the person. Just like it doesn't help all of the people in their life who constantly have to listen to this noise. And them in turn end up suffering in silence.
I don't like it too hot in the kitchen when the sun is burning.
We need the sun. We need it for the plants.
I know,
You'll be
but
fine.
how much degrees is the sun today? Check the weather.
No, I'm not checking the weather. Doesn't matter. Okay?
Okay. "19 minutes.
This is really...
What's that noise mean?
It's fine. So thank you for watching my video for today, and hopefully it has helped to explain that hidden illnesses or disabilities, even if they can be seen or not be seen, don't just affect the person with them, but those around them too. Thank you.
Hopefully it's just like 20 minutes.